I am very pleased to introduce our next speaker, Peter Otieno, the CEO of GS1 Kenya, and Peter will give us more insights on their strategic plan 25-29 and cover topics such as innovation, collaboration, and partnership, and an important topic in traceability. So let's put our hands together for our final speaker in this session. Big welcome to Peter.
Wow. It's not easy to be asked to speak after great speakers have said something. It usually puts pressure on the next speaker. But thank you very much for putting me on the spot after CEO Hong Kong, CEO Argentina, and CEO Ireland. GS1 Kenya will be celebrating 27 years next month. So for the last 27 years, thank you, Zinle, the first 17 years, or should I say 12 years, we ran the organization basically as a simple in-house organization without any strategy, without any plans, and you have the experience of it, something nobody wants to experience. We failed tremendously. We actually didn't know what we were doing, and a lot of things went haywire. At some point, we had a lot of pressure from the last CEO, Miguel, because he said, if you don't change, we are closing you down. At that particular moment, the board of GS1 Kenya made a choice to change the fortune of our organization. We did our first strategic plan, 2020-2024, and we saw a real growth. It was actually an eye-opener for the industry and the staff and the board. So when that strategic plan came to an end, we fall back and said, you know what? We were running as an organization which want to survive. We are not looking globally. So we seek guidance from global office. And they told us they are also planning for the Vision 2030. So we say we are going to borrow heavily from what they are doing and to put in our strategic plan. So our strategic plan, 2024-2029, is a 87-page document which guides us on how we need to work and become relevant. We all familiar with this graph, the trusted data. This became our focal point when we started doing our strategic plan. And there are three components: seize the opportunity, strengthen the GS1 organization relevance, and accelerate as one GS1. For us to seize the opportunity, we had no choice but to innovate. So we are innovating on a daily basis as an organization. For us to strengthen GS1 relevance in our region, we came with two options. Integrity. We must be an integral organization, both the staff, to our members, and to our board. And we must collaborate and form partnerships. Last, on that line, we came with 3 points to accelerate what we are doing as a GS1 Kenya within the global family. We must work as a teamwork. We must have a teamwork. We must be efficient. So we have timelines. For everything we do, we create time. If it is registration, we say it is either 3 hours or 2 days from the date you actually register. So that at least each and every member start trusting us that what we say is what we do. And we move to become customer-centric. All our work revolves about customers, whether it is patient, whether it is consumers, whether it is members. those 6 points I've talked to has become our core values in our strategic plan. So those are part of our core values. We have the vision, the mission, and the core values. Those 6 items I showed you are our core values now. In our own strategic plan, this document, we have 6 pillars which we work on a daily basis. The first pillar, which is red there, is about financial and capital sustainability. Because this was one of the biggest problems we had earlier. We never cared how to manage these things. And when you don't have financial stability or capital sustainability, definitely the organization will not move. So that is one of the pillars we have. 2, we provide traceability services in all sectors through innovation using GS1 standards. Initially, when we began, we concentrated so much on retail. But we said we need to move to all sectors. We don't need to close our doors. If somebody walked to our door and say, I'm in this sector, I need some help with the GS1 standard, we will not tell them that that's what we don't do. We looked at it, we think about it, we innovate about it, and go back to them and say, yes, this we do. This, I've seen us move to sectors, you can't believe it. The third pillar is about governance. This was the biggest challenge when we began. And this almost cost us our license with the global office because we did not know how to govern ourselves. So this has become a strong pillar, and the directors and the boards play a key role into this. That they must lead, they must show us the direction, they must actually come with the policies which works, and that is effectively being managed by our staff. The managers from the leadership team to the senior managers to everybody in the company, regardless of what position you're holding in an organization. The fourth pillar is about research, innovation in traceability, and data management. We realize if we don't do research, because GS1 technology in our region is something new. So everybody seems to be knowing or not knowing. So it's upon us to research each and every day what is required to make us be relevant. And we have taken the cognizance that we are doing traceability, track and trace, and that managing of the data. So all this we are doing, or we are researching or helping our members to understand this in the basis of GS1 technology. The fifth pillar is to enhance project portfolio by use of AI technology. This is the word, the new word in the world, AI. Believe me, the population of Kenya is young, quite innovative, and quite challenging, and asking a lot of questions. If you are not relevant, they don't care whether you have the gold in your hand. So because of this, all the projects we did earlier, we are going back to them and try to enhance those projects, putting more effort using AI technology and using GS1 standard. So this seems to making us become trusted in our field. Last but not least, we cannot grow by ourselves. So we realize the best thing is to form partnerships, both in public and in private, and we collaborate. So most of the things we do faster because there are people outside there who will want to work with us, and we work together. And this actually accelerated how we work and what we've covered in our strategic plan. So let's see how these pillars relate to the 3 components I talked about in my first slide about the trust. If you look closely, pillar number 2, which is to provide traceability services in all sectors, and pillar number 4, research, innovation, traceability, in traceability and data management, basically help us to seize the opportunity which actually help us to become trusted. So those 2 pillars, when you're working through them, it gives us the opportunity to seize what is required of the Vision 2030. Pillar 3 and 5, which is basically prudent governance and effective management, and enhanced project portfolio by use of AI technology, give us strength or strengthen GS1 relevance. Those two pillars help us to strengthen our vision or our GS1 presence in our region. And last but not least, pillar number 1 and pillar number 6 help us to accelerate GS1 technology in our region. Why? Because if you don't have money, you basically not go out there to do the projects you want to do. Pillar number 6, if you don't have people who are collaborating with you, you'll basically stagnate or you'll move at a slow pace. So when you have somebody out there who's willing to work with us, and here you have a little bit finance, we can invest into that, and you find ourselves accepting and moving quite fast into accelerating the GS1 presence in that region. Now let's look at the vision, the 3 pillars of the Vision 2030. First, everybody, my colleagues who are here before me, talked about industrial needs first. So within our strategic plan, what have we done or what are we doing to accelerate or to accept the industry or the industry to accept us? One, in the retail, through our partners, we've developed a system which allows B2B. I will say the first category, the tier 1 of supermarket is not so huge in our countries. It basically around 10%. So you're talking of 90% of retail in my region is basically either tier 3 or normal kiosks. Yeah? Simple corner shop. So this has become a problem because there's no trust between the shopkeeper and the supplier. So there's always been a lot of fight. So when the industry came to us and said, what can you do using this code you have that you can create something which can bring trust? So we developed a system known as Thamani Online. Thamani is a Swahili word, originally from Arabic, meaning trust. So it's a trust online. So this system has helped us to get into the retail, to bring in the suppliers and the consumer on a trusted platform. Similarly, we've also done it in agribusiness, what we are calling Shamba Econet. Again, this is a platform, and this is a platform available online. The Shamba Econet, Shamba, again, is a Swahili word meaning farm. Econet is a colloquial language meaning in the net. So we're talking a farm on the net in Swahili, Shamba Econet. Here, we're using GS1 standard to identify farmers as small as they are, maybe a farmer with a quarter of a plot, or a big farmer with hundreds of acres of farm, to deploy GS1 standard using GLN, using GTINs, using 2D codes, and using SACC. And this is captured on the system and linking the farmer directly to the consumer or the buyer. Again, here we brought the trust. We are sitting behind, providing the training and the services and providing the standards for the two communities or the two people to actually work together and believe in GS1. The world is moving quite fast. Africa is not left behind. The youth, Africans are a very youthful country, and everybody's talking about marketplaces. As a young man, Sundays were one of the best things for me because I'll tell my parents I'm going for window shopping. I don't know if anybody's my age will know that. Today, the youth are not doing the window shopping, but they're doing shopping through their phones. And I'm coming from a country where technology has really advanced. Children as low as 11 years old will actually shop using the phones. So marketplace is becoming quite a thing. And how do you move in there? And every day it is evolving in our country. So we have come with a center of excellence we are calling Soko Power. Again, Soko is basically a Swahili word meaning market. Power, as it sounds, means force. So it's a marketplace with force. And this basically is to educate anybody who will want to go into a marketplace. They can come to us, they understand, we train them, We give them the tools and the techniques on how they can actually elaborate their own marketplaces. And this is quite huge in Kenya now. The last two is called GHC system. For years, we tried to help the healthcare sector in the country grow, but you always have barriers. Most people don't want to understand. They will ask you, where has it been done or not? So last year, we deliberately, with a service provider, created a level 3 hospital, purely running on GS1 standards. It's a cashless, paperless, based on GS1 standard. And I'm glad the head of healthcare and the vice president for healthcare in GS1 Global, Glenn, was one of the people from senior, from GS1, who was actually witnessed this hospital's work. It has given us a lot of mileage with the big hospitals that they can come and learn. It is basically not to offer services, but as an educational facility for hospital to copy and implement. It is 1 year running, and the traffic for most hospitals coming to learn from this is overwhelming to us. And it's an investment we've never regretted doing. And this is the way we are moving to the industry. So his hospital is basically running, as you speak now, I can actually go on my phone and see what is taking place in that place. Finally, on industries, you must have known around 5 or 4 years ago, our country was a big target with terrorists, and security became a big challenge to us, especially in Nairobi. And passing across of the data has become an issue. And when the security organs in the country came to us and said, is there something we can work with? And we were gladly happy to work with them, and we developed a system known as DATEM, which is Digital Access and Traceability Entry Management, purely based on GS1 standards. GRSN, GLNs, GDTI, and even GTN at some point. Why? Because in our country, there's also regulation on how you can manage people's data, personal data. And this has been a big, big challenge. So for this, a system with, again, service provider, we created this for the industry. Trusted identification. I think this is something we all want to be. And we know GS1 is what we are selling as a trusted identity. But I don't know in your region. In our region, GS1 as itself is something not well known. The product we sell is well known, but the organization is not well known. So we've become innovative here and say, you know what, we must have something which anybody in our region sees, he will first and foremost relate it to GS1 Kenya. If I walk in and I saw somebody like Messi here, what comes in my mind first will be Argentina. Am I right? Everybody knows the greatest footballer came from that country. If I see tulips, I'll basically know I'm in Netherlands. So we created something which we want to see that everybody who we're dealing with, if they see it, they'll relate this to GS1 and become trusted. And for that reason, we developed this icon, which is basically a zebra, which is a 1D code migrating to a 2D code. So it's an icon, not really a change of what GS1 is standing about, but it's to help us to become trusted in each and everything we do, so that if you see this, or if you see us training, you basically say, oh yes, this is GS1 Kenya, and you can trust them. Finally, accelerating as one. So when you look at that acceleration as one, what can we put in our strategic plan so that it will help us to accelerate? First, we've developed 2 systems. The first one is GS1 Kenya iHub. This is where we allow the youth, especially who are keen to develop systems based on GS1 standard, to come to us. We have a small place where they can sit, and we challenge them. We have things like hackathons, and they could develop systems which can go in each and every sector, so that we do not close ourselves to the only thing we know. And finally, I had in the morning, especially in Netherlands, the culture change, the visibilities. How do you put this information to the public. 2 years ago, we developed an online traceability TV. We have a very strong social media campaign in our system in almost every sector. And we have a television station which basically talk of nothing but traceability and data management based on GS1 standard. It's a weekly publication which comes with documentaries which come every week. And this has helped us to accelerate to the market. It has helped us to be understood. It has helped us to be trusted. I would like at this point, as I close, to ask the gentleman if he can play that. It's a 15-second clip, basically. Ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe and share with us. We want to hear your stories from any other country because this is published for everybody to see. Thank you very much.